Welcome to Adaptations, the platform that turns your climate risks into quantified decisions, site by site and at group level. We're landing on a global dashboard. At a glance, you visualize all your assets according to their climate exposure, physical vulnerability, resilience level, and status. You can directly flag your priority sites. Let's take the example of wooden craft factory. The summary screen brings together its major risks and its adaptation plan on a single page. Let's move to the detailed view. The approach is structured around 3 modules. The first one is the risk assessment. First element, exposure. Based on the asset's location and a selected climate scenario, we identify the hazards that will impact over the time horizon of your choice. But 2 sites exposed to the same hazard do not carry the same risk. We therefore assess vulnerability. Your field teams can upload their documents and complete a questionnaire that feeds into our digital twin. The digital twin characterizes the site's vulnerability across 9 systems: envelope, equipment, processes, etc. The intersection of exposure and vulnerability produces the risk assessment. The projected financial losses if you do nothing. This is the cost of inaction. On this chart, river flooding stands out as the dominant hazard in your projected losses. You then prioritize hazards according to the resilience score. But the analysis does not stop there. You can access the cascade of operational failures, which explains precisely why a hazard impacts your site. Each impact is quantified in direct damages and business interruption losses. This makes it possible to identify what needs to change to protect your site. We then move on to the second module, adaptation. Based on the diagnosis, we identify for each failure the most relevant technical solutions. You can create a new trajectory, either manually or optimized, where we choose based on your budget constraint and your risk reduction constraint the best possible measures. For each pathway, you obtain key metrics: risk reduction, avoided costs, return on investment. The gap visible here between the curve cost of inaction and the curve cost of the pathway represents the value created by this adaptation trajectory. Once your pathway is validated as the reference, you can then move on to the third module, monitoring. Here, you can operationally manage the implementation of your trajectory. For example, this measure has been implemented and this one has been canceled. You can then track annual investment and budget for subsequent fiscal years. As soon as a measure deviates from the reference pathway, you can calculate again your projected loss. You can compare 4 curves in real time: your current plan, the reference plan, the cost of inaction, and the scenario where you stop progressing but keep the measures already in place. You can link this to your investments to get a global view. Your resilience score is updated continuously based on your actual implementations, both at site level and at group level. Let's go back to the enterprise level. You find the aggregated results across your entire portfolio, the risk mapping, the ROI of adaptation pathways, and implementation tracking by site. You thus have a single view for issuing prioritized directives at group level, for example, by hazard, and for managing your overall resilience score. That's how adaptations take you from raw climate data to a budgeted decision that protects your business against climate change.